Hello, East Hardy High School juniors. I hope everyone's doing well and staying safe. I miss you guys. I miss seeing you every day and talking with you. I know this was not exactly the fourth 9 weeks that we had envisioned or had planned for this year, and I know a lot of you are very concerned about prom and a lot of the activities that we would have had that this whole situation has obviously stopped. But I just want to let you know that we're going to get through this together. We're going to make the most of the situation that we have at hand. And at some point, when this is behind us and some of the restrictions have been lifted, such as social distancing and those type of things, and when we're able to get together again, we are going to be planning some of those activities. One of the things that I want to make sure is that you guys do have an opportunity to have a prom and graduation for our seniors and those type of things. So I want to encourage you to hang in there. We're going to get through this and we're going to do the best we can. What I would like to do today is I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about scheduling with you guys. Obviously, I planned on doing this in person with you, along with Ms. Orndorff and some of the other teachers prior to this whole situation happening. Yesterday, we mailed home your second packet. And as you're watching this video, some of you may already have received that packet. Some of you, if not, some of you will be getting that within the next day or so. Along with that second packet that has been mailed home, I've also included a senior registration form for you guys to fill out for next year. And what I would like to do is to take a few minutes in this video to just go over this registration form, make you aware of some of the changes that have happened with Policy 2510 that are going into effect next year. I would encourage you at any point in time, if you have questions, I'm sure there will be questions that I don't address in this video that some of you may have, and there may be some that's specific to just your situation. Please feel free to call me at the school number. I'm having those calls forwarded to my phone. Email is the best way probably to get a hold of me. I check my email multiple times each day, but I want to encourage you, if you have any questions whatsoever on scheduling or anything else, please feel free to contact me and I'll try to help you as quickly as possible. If you have that registration form, if you would grab that form, I would like for you to have that in front of you as we go through a few things. If you have misplaced the form, it is also available on our website along with this video, and you may download the form at that point. The registration form is going to begin asking you your name and your WEVIS ID number, but it's also going to ask you in the corner, it also has a place for you to mark whether you are CTE or college bound. Now please note that the CTE stands for Career Tech Ed, and the CTE programs would be the programs that you're taking in which you're learning a skill set. So those would be any of the programs that you're taking through South Branch Career and Technical Center, or any of the programs that you're taking at East Hardy High School, such as Ag, Culinary Arts, or Business. Beginning in August, when we come back to school, the graduation requirements for all students, grades 9 through 12, have changed. You as a senior next year will need 22 credits to graduate. Again, that's different from what we had told you earlier this year, guys. So please make sure that you make a mental note of that. You will need 22 credits to graduate. On the back of this registration form, I have broken those credits down to show you specifically what those 22 credits entail. So if you need that as a reference when you're going through and doing your scheduling, please use that. What I've done is I've broken the courses down into content areas. So if we look at the language arts, you have two choices for your English 12 credit. You can take English 12, the regular English 12 class with Mrs. Wolf, or you may choose to take the college English class. I'm thrilled to say that next year, Mrs. Wolf will be our college English teacher. So I know all of you are familiar with Miss Wolf. You've had her most likely as a sophomore, and Mrs. Wolf does a phenomenal job. So if there are any of you that were kind of on the fence, so to speak, with taking the college English and you weren't 100% sure how that was going to work, I would definitely encourage you to give that a try. I think a lot of you will feel more comfortable with Mrs. Wolf teaching that class. So again, I'm thrilled to say that she will be offering that college English class. We will set that college English class up. It will be offered on our campus with Mrs. Wolf, and it will be set up along with the college history course that Mr. Hodges will be teaching. Other than Mr. Hodges teaching the one college history and Mrs. Wolf teaching the college English, all other college courses will be taught at Eastern, on Eastern's campus for this upcoming year. And I will address that in a few minutes as we hit that portion of our registration packet. If you look at your math choices, all seniors are required to take a math. Your options are transitional math, Algebra 2, Pre-Cal Trig, or AP Calc. So I know Mr. Wolf had spoken with all of the math classes, I believe, and talked a little bit about scheduling and what that would look like for next year. So if you have any questions on that, please feel free to contact me and let me know. Everyone is required to take a social studies course their senior year. Your options there are your civics and your AP Gov and politics. Sciences, everyone is required to take a science, and as you can see from the form, we have all of those listed. We also, in addition to the sciences that are listed there, if you look on the second page, we are also offering the AP Computer Science Principles, which is a course that is kind of an introductory foundation course to computer science, and we are still offering the AP Computer Science A, which counts as a math credit. For the English, history, math, and science, if any of you choose to double up on any of those subjects, in other words, you're choosing to take 2 history classes or two math classes, please note that you'll mark 1 on the front of the page, and then on the 3rd page of the registration form, there's an area for you to mark the second one if you're doubling up in any of those areas. So if you're taking a second history or a second math or a second science, you can put those second courses over here on this page. Also, if you have failed any courses, if you failed anything and you know that you need to make up a credit in order to be eligible to graduate, you will list those makeup courses on the lines that you see right here, and it gives you the directions to do that. If you're not sure if you have anything to make up or not, again, go back and reference what's on the back of the form. It tells you specifically how many credits you need in each of those content areas. All of you were also provided with a copy of your transcript at the end of first semester in January. That transcript is still the same. We won't be adding to that until we finish the 4th 9 weeks. So that transcript would also be very useful in helping you register for these. Foreign languages, keep in mind that if you're college bound, they do want you to have 2 years of the foreign language. I know a lot of you have already finished that, but that is optional, as well as the available, as well as the Spanish 3. I've also listed the fine arts electives. Hopefully everyone has taken a fine arts credit by now since it's your senior year. But again, I can't stress enough the importance of going over these requirements on the back and making sure that you're going to be able to check each of these off. If you have not taken a fine arts class up to this point, then you definitely need to register for one of those that's on this form, because you are required to have that fine arts credit in order to graduate. If you look at the second page of your registration form, health and PE is listed. You are also required to have 1 credit of each of those. Most of you probably already have that finished. We typically recommend the PE in 9th grade and the health in 10th grade. But again, if your situation or circumstances were unusual or different, and for whatever reason you didn't take those, then you have to make sure that you have a PE credit and a health credit at the end of your senior year in order to be eligible to graduate. Under the general electives, I've listed all of the courses that's offered in our building. In terms of new courses, the AP Computer Science Principles, which I just mentioned, was listed there. We are also offering a geography class, looking at the possibility of offering a geography class if we have enough interest, which is a new one. And then please note that with the CTE classes, we are offering Hardy County is offering 2 new CTE programs this year. One at East Hardy High School, which is called Building Maintenance and Operations, and that will be offered at our school at East Hardy High School. And then Moorfield High School will be offering a personal fitness and wellness program. So if any of the East Hardy students are interested in taking the personal wellness and fitness program. There will be a bus running to Moorfield to take students over to Moorfield High School to take that program, should you be interested. And likewise, there will be a bus bringing any Moorfield students that might be interested in building trades over to East Hardy to take our program. The South Branch programs are still there as they have been in the past. You guys have already interviewed for those. You already have your acceptance letters, so you know which of those programs that you are accepted into. Now, please remember, we're on an 8-period day. So for students that are not going to South Branch, you would need 8 courses selected. For students that are going to South Branch, if you're going to go over in the afternoon to the VOTEC, remember you will only select 4 classes because the other 4 classes will be your vocational program. So for example, if I'm accepted into welding, then I would only choose 4 classes, my English, history, math, and science. And then on this page, when it asked me, I would write down the automotive or welding or carpentry or whatever program I was in on this page. That South Branch program will count as my other 4 courses. The other thing, other things that are different this year, the business computer applications, which has been a requirement for graduation, is no longer a requirement. It is still being offered, but if you're someone that had not taken that yet, you will not have to have that in order to graduate. And then also any college classes other than Mrs. Wolf's English 101 and Mr. Hodges English, with the exception of those two will be offered on East Hardy's campus, but all other college classes that were offered through Eastern and Potomac State will be taken at Eastern. So if you look at the 3rd page, the Eastern Community College courses, there are 6 courses that are listed there. And what's going to happen this year is we will be running a bus from around 12 o'clock. So from 12 to 2 each day, any students that are wanting to go to Eastern to take any of the courses that you see listed on page 3, you would be there from 12 to 2. Now these courses will take 45 minutes to an hour. So if you ride the bus to Eastern and you want to take 2 courses, that works out perfect. You could take the first one immediately followed by the second one, and then you would come back to East Hardy High School. If you ride the bus to Eastern and you decide you want to take 1 college course, then please note that the bus will not bring you back after the 1 course. You will have to stay over there for those 2 hours, and that second hour, or maybe the first hour if your course is offered the second hour, whichever hour you're not in class, you would be in a study hall resource type room working on other assignments from your other classes. Students will not be allowed to drive to Eastern. There will be no driving over and driving back. If you are planning on going and taking those college classes, you must ride the bus over and you must ride the bus back. Potomac State is the college course that Mr. Hodges teaches is the only one being offered through Potomac State College at this time. So Potomac State College will come on campus and register you for that class, but it will actually be taken at East Hardy High School with Mr. Hodges on our campus, in our building. So again, please keep that in mind. Make sure, I can't stress enough the importance, seniors, of making sure that you are checking off all of the graduation requirements. And if you have any of the core required classes that you failed, we have to get those classes made up this year. And those classes that you're retaking counts into that 8 total courses that you're eligible to take. So if you have any questions, please let me know. On your form, you'll notice that the 2 new CTE programs, college courses, any virtual courses, all of those are highlighted on your form, and there's a statement there that says that all highlighted courses must be discussed with me. When all of this situation is over and we're able to meet again, I will make sure, whenever that is, if it's a month from now, 2 weeks from now, middle of the summer, August, whenever, I will make sure that I have an opportunity. If you are taking any college classes or any of those classes that's highlighted in gray, I will be having an individual conversation with you to talk about how that fits into your schedule and to make sure that we can get all of that to work. I'm asking that the registration forms be returned by April the 27th. There are 3 different ways that you can return them. My email address is listed there. That's a great way to return them. If you have access to a scanner, you can scan them and return them. I've also listed the school fax number. I will check that every couple of days if anyone wants to fax those to the school. And then if you don't have access to a scanner or a fax machine, you can mail the form. Dropping the forms off to the school at this point, we can't do because there's no one there on a consistent basis right now. I'm in usually every other day or so, every couple of days, but I'm not there consistently. So at this point, dropping off the forms would not be feasible. There is a place for this, the student and the parent to sign, and I would ask that you do that. Again, I would want to reiterate that I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have or your parents have. I also plan on doing a meeting of some sort where we can get together in person with students and parents and answer any scheduling questions that they may have in the future. It's just obviously right now I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be. I also would like to just wrap up one thing with you regarding the packets. Just to reiterate, make sure everyone understands the message appropriately or correctly. All students will receive their third 9-week grade for their fourth 9-week grade. So whatever you had third 9 weeks will automatically become your fourth 9-week grade unless you've turned in both packets. If you've turned in and completed both of your packets and they're submitted back to the school, students will automatically receive an A in all of your courses if you've submitted both packets. So students, I'm going to again reiterate, this is a win-win situation for you, especially if you didn't have an A. You're going to have an opportunity here to be guaranteed an A if you try hard and you complete both of those packets and get them submitted. Now, right now, we don't have a due date on that second packet, but I'm certain Mrs. Van Meter will be setting that date soon, and as soon as she sets that date, I will share that with you guys and keep you updated and let you know what's going on there. Also, make sure on your packets that you're recording. You're supposed to be doing one activity a day. Make sure that you're recording that somehow. If you have access to a computer and you want to do an electronic journal of those activities and documenting those, that's fine. If you do not have access to a computer and you're just going to keep a handwritten journal, that's fine as well. So again, I really miss seeing you guys. I'm praying that everybody stays safe and stays healthy. And if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Take care, and I hope to see you soon.